y'all, welcome to Diamond and Silk, the podcast. We're your hosts, Diamond and Silk, and Silk oh Silk.
Diamond oh diamond.
Okay, so a lot of stuff has jumped off, but before we even get into the conversation, I want you all to stop right now.
Stop.
And I want you to subscribe to this podcast so each time we drop a new episode, you will receive notification. And don't forget about our book, Uprising, Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk. You can get the book at diamondandsilkbookstore.com.
And if you would like to sponsor this podcast, feel free to send an email to info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com. And don't forget to check us out over there at Chattit, ChatDit.com.
So, Silk, we still have a patriot on the battlefield.
Yes, we do.
I call him America's patriot.
That's right.
Listen, he's still fighting the irregularities that happened in the 2020 election.
Uh-huh.
And you all, they tried to do a doozy on my man right there in Tennessee at a governor's event.
Uh-huh.
Well, here to tell his side of the story is Mike Lindell. I want you all to come and join the conversation. Come on. So, on the other morning, I woke up to Mike Lindell trending on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
When I read what he was trending about, I was ticked off.
Yes.
I was fit to be tied.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to go off right then and there.
That's right.
So here to tell his story, his side of the story, is Mike Lindell. Mike!
Hello, thanks for having me on.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for being on. Okay, Mike Lindell, I'm sorry. I'm just so passionate about getting down to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
So we're hearing, it's being alleged, and you just tell us if it's true, that you were invited to a function at the governor's mansion. And all of a sudden, you show up and get your credentials, and then they take and say, well, basically, you're not welcome. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened. It was about 3 weeks ago. I get an email inviting me to the RGA, the Republican Governors Association, which I got invited to last year, and actually the same dinner, but this was in Washington, D.C. And well, this time it was in Nashville, so I flew down there, and I told them, I said, you know, it's a 3-day event, but I said, I will promise you guys, I will for sure make it to the governor's mansion, the executive roundtable event, and I'll make that for sure. I know the other ones, I had a lot of other stuff to do, but I would try and do the best I could. Right. So now at 5:30 on the other day, the day of that we were going to the Tennessee governor's mansion, I go downstairs, and the shuttle, it says on the pass, is leaving at 6 o'clock. So I went down at 5:30, and the coordinator for the event says, "Hey, Mike," he said, "we're so happy to have you." And he said, he brings me upstairs to the table, and he said, "Yeah, it's Mike Lindell. They knew me. They took a couple of pictures actually, and they wanted a couple of pictures." And we got my pass, which is right here, and I'm going to cover up the town that I live in. But it says executive roundtable. This is for that event. Then on the back of it here, it says, I don't know if you can read that, but it says executive roundtable, and it says reception and dinner, and that's at the Tennessee's governor's residence, and it starts at 6:30 and goes to 9.
Okay.
So I get my pass. He brings me downstairs. He says, and all the other governors, there was at least 6 of them waiting. And he says, "Mike, just wait right here." And he said, "You're all going to leave together with the shuttle." And I said, "Great." Well, I got on my phone to make a quick phone call to my gal, and I said, "Yeah." I said, I just want to say we're heading over there." And I wasn't even on the phone, not even 3 minutes. Right. And here he comes back running out, and he's kind of in a hurry, like a little frantic look on his face. And he comes up to me like, "Get off the phone." And I go, "Hey, I got to go." And I hung up the phone. I go, "Is there something wrong?" He goes, "I got bad news." And this is exactly what he said. "I have bad news." And he was kind of hesitant. He goes, You're uninvited to the event, or to the governor's to the dinner." And I go, "What?" And I go, "Why?" And he said, he kind of hesitant. He goes, "It has something to do with Brian Kemp and Doug Ducey." He said Governor Kemp and Governor Ducey. Now, everybody knows that they've been obstructionists in this election process from 2020 throughout the whole time. By the way, if you don't know out there, Brian Kemp is the governor of Georgia, and Doug Ducey is the governor of Arizona. What? Two Republican governors that have done more for obstructing our election than anybody. But anyway, that aside, I said, well, am I kicked out of the other events too? Because I actually was wondering, well, should I just leave then? And he goes, yes, you are kicked out of all of them. And I'm going, okay. I said,
wait a minute, Mike. So you mean to tell me you took out time out of your busy schedule to fly there, to be there, and then that's when they want to cancel you?
Yep. They waited till, like I say, it was 10 minutes before. I already had my credentials, my pass. The shameful thing is this, though. I want everyone to think or listen to this part. So now I get on my plane, I leave there. You guys, I've been working hard every day, every single day to get this case that I have before the Supreme Court. And so I go, okay, well, I can go get some more stuff done. So I fly to another part of the state, and I went to another part of the state of Tennessee. But when I get there, I got a call from Political, and his name is Daniel. And he was the first one that heard about it. So he's doing a story on it. Well, he puts in the story, Mike Lindell just showed up. And I called him out. I said, I didn't just show up. I said, I got credentials. And I told him right on the phone, I said, I showed him, I sent him pictures of the email, pictures of this, both sides, talked to him about it. Well, then he apparently called up the RGA and and it says, anonymous source told him that I was not invited, that it was only for governors or the members, and Mike was not a governor or a member. Well, that was an out and out lie by the RGA, by Brian Kemp and Doug Ducey. Now, I said to all the media all day long, the Washington Post, the New York Times, every single outlet, they all got my direct number. I don't use a publicist. I respect them, and I take their phone calls all day long, and I even call back the ones that don't get through or that just send me a text or email. And every one of them, I said, I did have credentials and I was invited. I got better things to do. Every one of them called up and they wouldn't take their phone call. They would not comment on it. The RGA would not comment on their big lies they did. But I want to say this. I told those left-wing groups, I said, a Washington Post guy, I said, how come you don't do a big story on the RGA, how Brian Kemp and Doug Ducey get me kicked out of there, even though they first invited me? I said, that makes me smell a rat. I said, does that mean that Doug Ducey and Brian Kemp, that you're protecting them? Why would the media protect them? They did something that is very wrong. I don't care who the person is. I spent time and money to go down there to the event they invite me to, and then they do that, but they wouldn't talk about it.
But did you show the left-wing media your credentials?
Yeah, oh yeah, I sent it all to them. Oh no, they knew I was invited, and then but they didn't do the story on that. You would think that they would attack the RGA. The RGA was not available for comment, but we've seen Mike's credentials and what they did to him, and they could have made all kinds of attack. And this is the Republican Party over there. These two governors, but you know what I think? Those two governors, it makes me really think, is the media protecting them two governors because they're helping obstruct their states so that they don't get the Maricopa audit done or they don't get the Georgia audit done? Brian Kemp buys so you know what I'm doing now, gals? I'm doing investigations into Brian Kemp and Doug Ducey. By next week, by Tuesday, my private investigator, I'm going to know everything there is to know about them too, because I got to find out why they would do this.
Yeah.
Why,
and not only that, and we can allege all of this here because we're not there. We don't know what's in the minds of these people. But to me, I'll say allegedly, it seems to me that maybe the media may be complicit, and that's why they're protecting them from something. And to get you there, You got credentials to be there, and then to embarrass you, I was just ticked off about it. These are supposed to be Republicans. These are supposed to be conservatives. You don't take and kick your own in the face and go along with this here lefty agenda. You don't do no like that. So it seems like to me that this left-wing media is also protecting some of these deep state snakes. And this is my own humble opinion. And we can still have an opinion because
he's still in America.
That's right.
Last I checked.
Yes, that's what it seems like to me. So,
no, you're exactly right, because it's a deviation. I look at deviations in behavior, and I look at it in numbers and anything. Even I have 2,500 employees. If somebody's acting different, I get a phone call. 500 of my employees have my direct number. We look at deviation. If they're behaving different than they normally should or would, they get a call, and you got to find out why. So when you have two Republican governors that behave so strangely, you don't want you cover up you obstruct these audits, you obstruct things going on in your state. And incidentally, Doug Ducey is the chairman of the whole RGA, and Brian Kemp, get ready, he is in charge of he's the chairman of the Committee for Election Integrity. Why don't we just have why don't we have Iran be in charge of the whole world? I mean, it boggles my mind, because I do know that Brian Kemp bought $107 million worth of Dominion machines in 2019. Now, he bought it with public money that, we the people pay for all these machines. And if you're, these governors that are Republican, and you spent our money on these, why can't we ever look at them? Why are you obstructing things? Why are you obstructing? That's a deviation, everybody. So it really looks bad when the mainstream media covers them up and says, oh, look at Mike Lindell. They made me look like I was a wedding crasher or something. Oh, I really wanted to go to see a bunch of governors.
I was ticked off about it. I mean, I was very upset about that, because you don't do. Now they take and they protect the left. Yeah. Okay. But then your own, you want to throw your own up under the bus, kick them in the face. I don't like that, and they got to be called out. So it's time for these two to get a replacement.
That's right.
They don't need to even be running a state.
Yeah, especially with them being the governors of Georgia and Arizona, two of the main places where we having a lot of irregularities going on that happened in the 2020 election. Something do not smell right, and something smells fishy, and it ain't tuna.
That's right.
Something's going on. And the sad thing, Mike, is that they want to take and make a mockery out of you, because they know that you are on to them.
Right.
You got your thumb on them. You know what's going on.
Right.
And they don't like that.
That's right.
That's right. So they were, I think, you look at that, they wanted me gone so bad. And that comes down to our, when you talk about the cancel and the free speech and all the first right amendment, they tried to take away from all of us the right to free speech. And now we have our own Republicans, our party doing it too. A couple of guys in our own party. That's just bizarre.
Yeah. Even down to the leadership. Whenever I see you take and condemn your own. But Maxine Waters can say whatever she wants to, and I don't see the Republican Party go after them like they go after their own. That is ridiculous. And those are the elitists, the deep state snakes that Diamond and Silk continuously speak about, because we can see it clear as day. You're not for the American people, especially the Republican Party. I call them 130 bird with two corrupt wings. You're just like the Democrat. I don't care if you're right wing, left wing, or in between. You ain't no good if you're not pushing American first agenda.
That's
period.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's right. And you guys, I was always, I used to be a crack cocaine addict. Everybody, I've been very, I spoke out about that. Well, one of the things, and I had never paid attention to politics, but as you know, I have been thrown into politics now these last 4 years, at least learning about it and meeting senators and congressmen and everybody. And I do know now that politics play the most important thing in our lives. It affects everything we do. It affects everything. But I'll tell you, you know what's sad is, of all the politicians I met, and I met Democrats, Republicans, conservative, liberal, I met them all, so many of them. I can tell you on two hands, only two hands where I can count the people, the politicians that actually have the back of the people, that do stuff for the people. Our great President Donald Trump and maybe about 9 to 15 other people that I could cut and count. All the rest of them either have a political agenda and they make decisions based on that, or a personal agenda. And it's very scary when you make a decision and you go, let's do this. It's like we can see it all happening right now in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
The decisions they're making, that don't help either party. And so that's why you know it's communism. That's why you know it's socialism, because it's not helping anybody. You know, when you make a thing right on the first day and you take 50,000 union jobs away, and now 13 of those guys have committed suicide, and you're going, who did that help? It helped 2 other nations raise the price of our gasoline, and it didn't help anybody. Or you stop the border. That doesn't help either.
Wait a minute, Mike. 13 of those union workers that lost their pipeline jobs due to Jim Crow Joe Biden and his executive order. You mean 13 of them have killed themselves?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And that was as of 3-4 weeks ago. You guys, they were made promises. This was they dropped everything to go do this. And it's so sad what they did up there to them, to all those union workers and families that were just, it's horrible what's going on. And then a mirrored in addiction now, a lot of them, because, you know, I run the Lindell Recovery Network.org. It's a free platform for getting people help. And I suggest anybody go in there because it brings you hope. But it's very sad. And you can look at every decision that's coming on. We're going to go through that on frankspeech.com. We're going to do all the executive orders there's over 40 now that have come out of DC from Biden. And we're going to go through each one. And each one, you're going to find out it doesn't help any people. And I'm talking about Democrats or Republicans or conservative or liberal. It only helps the Communist Party. The people, it helps the Democrat politicians and the Communist Party and the deep state Republican, the ones that are over there, the corrupt. You know, it's all self-serving, and it's horrible. You take the border when they, I can ask anybody now, even my friends that are Democrats, say, hey, you guys, what was the sense of stopping the border? They look at that and they go, now the coyotes are more human trafficking, the drugs are pouring in, people now are in cages and stuff. And they ask him and they go, you're right, it didn't help anybody. If it wasn't broke, why were they doing this? They're doing it to destroy our country.
Right.
That's it.
That's exactly.
And I've told everybody to go back to your happy place. I said, go back to December of 2019. And if everybody goes back there, I don't care what party you were in, your life was a little bit better. It was Merry Christmas. It was, people were jockeying for better jobs. It was so beautiful place going on. We were going in a beautiful direction. And if you say to yourself, how did we get to that spot? Those were made by political decisions, most of them by our great President Donald Trump, but they were made by decisions that were made. Here's a problem, here's a solution, and it manifested to help the people. All people, not just someone over here, all people. And that's what government's supposed to be, for the people.
Yeah.
And it's pretty big.
Especially if they're using our tax dollars.
Right.
If our tax dollars pay their salary, they're supposed to be working for we, the American people.
Right.
Not their own greed, but for the need of us.
Mike, what do you think about Biden cutting all of these stimulus checks? I call it warfare, but he's calling it stimulus and unemployment. And people are not back out in the workforce, but they're just sitting home collecting money. What do you think?
It's very sad. It is affected, because I do hear that all the time. It's affected everybody, every small business now. Even if you did make it through this terrible China virus, that now they're saying, whoa, it was in Wuhan lab. And then you got MSNBC going, oh, well, when Trump's people said it, we thought it a conspiracy theory, but I guess it's true. All the businesses that even survived that, now you can't get workers. You cannot get workers. At MyPillow, I have 2,500 employees, and they're just so loyal that they never took anything, even back then, about when anything was gone for free or you could go quarantine for 14 days. We had our own stuff, our own therapeutic. Yeah. We didn't have to shut down and stuff. We kept working. So I'm very blessed to have a great people working for me that don't just go and just take this handout. And I'll tell you what, but all the businesses, my friends that have small businesses, they are so worried because they can't get workers. Yeah. And they were just hanging on by a lifeline as it was. It's just a better way to destroy America.
There you go. I was about to say, this seems to me that it's manufactured to actually destroy small businesses, the middle class.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this communist regime, they want the rich and the poor. They don't want the middle class. And by any means necessary to do away with the middle class, it seems that they're putting in those measures to do just that.
Right.
That's 100%, 100%. And it's happening from coast to coast. It's happening everywhere. I was just in California, Texas. I've been in Arizona, Minnesota, the Dakotas. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's all getting affected by this. You can't get workers, and it's not because the people aren't out there. They just aren't working. They don't want to work. First, we thought, well, and there's still places like in Massachusetts where my toppers are made. These guys say they're still under you think you're going back in time where your last June or something, that just China virus, you got to wear 3 masks and a zoot suit and a cover up and then go quarantine for 14 days. Yeah. I mean, when did they, it's like each state's kind of behind where it should be, or I don't know it, but it's very sad that they, that because they have the mainstream media and they can push this narrative and push it out that it's a good thing. Yeah. It's not a good thing. Yeah. When this gets out here, we're in a race against time, everyone. We need this election pulled down. We need our great president, Donald Trump, back in, and that's coming. And I'm telling you, and here's another thing of taxpayer dollars. I want everybody to know that every machine company in this country, from Dominions to ES&S to SmartMan, every single election voting machine was bought by taxpayer money. Wow. We bought those machines, everybody. And don't you think that they should have let us all look at them, especially people in your own party like Brian Kemp and Doug Ducey? Yeah. This is shameful what went wrong in our country. Like it's just shameful.
That's just like me buying a car, but you telling me I can't look inside of the car.
That's right. That's right. Yep, you ain't gonna look at. I know you ran into a bridge, but you don't get to look and see what happened.
What happened?
You don't get to. You can't look at it.
They using our money. Yeah. It's our say when you're using our tax
money.
Dollars.
That's right.
You know? So that's what these people don't understand. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, Mike, what's up with Frank's speech? Yes. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, everybody, Frank's speech is awesome. It's going great. I want to tell everyone, I know in the beginning I said, a Twitter, YouTube combination. From the beginning, I wanted to first, the broadcast network part of it, it's like no other, and we're all coming together, all our voices that were suppressed. I turned off the part of the public coming on there and setting it up and being able to comment stuff. That part has been shut off. It has become such a couple million people coming daily there, where we're getting our voice out, and they can't cancel us, they can't stop us, because part of this thing is by getting our voices. But the first thing they've tried to do is steal our First Amendment rights of free speech. And you can't, and we just talked about it, and you all know, Mark Zuckerberg over at Facebook, instead of taking people's followers now, he just doesn't put them out there. He just won't put it out to your audience. On my fan page, I think sometimes I'm only talking to 5 people. I will literally call up people I know that are on there and say, can you see that post? And they can't see it.
Wow.
And they won't. Yeah, and he won't let me live stream. I want to tell you what happened the other day too. On MyPillow, I have MyPillow and mystore.com, and these are entrepreneurs. There's over 100 now. USA products that's connected onto MyPillow. Now we all have videos there. Like I do my videos for my commercial. I go, it's the most comfortable pillow and all those things. And Vimeo. Now Vimeo is as bad as YouTube. Vimeo has rules on there. Well, I had been banned from Vimeo on February 5th when I put out Absolute Proof. Well, now, 2 weeks ago, and they just did it again 3 days ago, they took down all 358 videos of these entrepreneurs and MyPillow ones and said because it was Mike Lindell was banned, therefore anything he's associated with of his company. Now, Vimeo put him back up and said, well, we have warned you. I go, well, what? You're telling me I can't be in my own commercials? And then they go, well, we'll make except, but we're warning you, don't say anything political. Don't talk about machines or vaccines. This was actually a warning from them. So in other words, they showed us the power that they could turn me off. And to say that. They did the same thing to a friend of mine. Google did it, where they turned off his Google Maps.
Wow.
They turned off his Google Maps for a day. Lucky he knew how to get home.
Let me tell you, Mike, I want you to continue to work at Frank Speech. It is going to be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you continue to do and build is going to be for we, the people, because we need an authentic place to be able to go and see real information,
Yes.
information, people opinions, be able to be there for open dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that the other part of Frank Speech will be coming along, but we got to go there right now if you want to actually hear the naked, nasty, low down, gut and ridden truth.
That's right.
Because that's what's missing right now. They don't want you to talk about it, speak about it. They want you to go somewhere and hide. And we can't do that. We can't. If we do that, we will not have a country. So I applaud you for everything that you continue to do for our country.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And you bring up a real good point is, when they said that China didn't come out of the Wuhan labs, you just seen on social media now, starting with Facebook, where they said, for 1 year, they ruined people's platforms, they ruined people's livelihoods. And now they say, well, you can talk about it now. Big announcement. You get to talk about it now. Well, it's too late. You already ruined all these people because they tried to talk about it. And I'm telling everyone, that's why Frank Speech is so important, because we can't wait until 2022. And then they look back and say, you know what? The election really was taken by China through the machine. We have to act now, and everybody's got to talk about it now. So that's why it is very important that people can go there, and by the way, you're going to be able to live stream. You guys can live stream too. So we'll have all kinds of stuff now for everybody that's it's been so successful, and we'll be able to hear everybody's voices and through our broadcast network.
Wow.
Thank God.
Mike Lindell, thank you so much, you all. Make sure you go over there and check out Frank Speech, frankspeech.com. We have a patriot. He's still on that battlefield fighting for we, the people.
And can I also say, while we have Mr. Mike Lindell here, be sure to visit MyPillow.com. That's MyPillow.com. And make sure you use code DS21. When you use code DS21, you can save up to 66% off of your purchase. God bless you, Mike. We love you.
God bless you too. Hey, one real quick thing. You guys use that same code and you can get my pillows for the lowest price ever, $29.98 for the Queens. Lowest price in history. We're doing it for you today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Mike.
All right. God bless you both.
God bless.
You know what, Silk? That was a great conversation.
Oh, yeah, Diamond.
I mean,
amazing.
I'm just enjoying all of this. Listen, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so each time we drop a new episode, you will receive notification. And don't forget about our book, Uprising, Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk. You can get the book at Diamond and Silk Bookstore.com.
And if you would like to be a sponsor of this podcast, feel free to send an email to info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com. Don't forget to check us out over there at Chattit, ChatDit.com. And don't forget to give us a review, and a 5-star would do.
Okay, so we was just coming to give y'all the 211. We call it 211 because it's two of us.
And we're the ones giving it to you.
So in the meantime and in between time, we will see you all next time right here on Diamond and Silk, the podcast.
Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
It's Diamond and Silk. Listen.
Listen.
We still have a patriot out there fighting for the integrity of the 2020 election. So we must support him.
That's right.
Now, that's Mike Lindell. So I want you to head over there to MyPillow.com, purchase anything on the site, and make sure you use code DS21. That's code DS21. Go to MyPillow.com.
And when you use code DS21, you can save up to 66%. Make your purchase now at MyPillow.com or call toll free 1-800-667 1-800-667-2756. That's 1-800-667-2756. And save up to 66%.
Silk, it sound like you save a lot. So head over there to MyPillow.com.
Welcome to Sleepyville, where no one sleeps deeply. The pillows are bad and the sheets are made cheaply. But there is one family in the Sleepyville town that uses MyPillow for the best sleep around. MyPillows are adjustable for proper alignment, and the Giza sheets breathe so they feel no confinement. So order MyPillow for great sleep refinement.
Why are they so chipper?
Their co-workers wondered.
So much energy and zest, like they've had the best slumber.
And when they peeked in the window, the secret was clear. MyPillow sheets, pillows, and mattress toppers appeared. MyPillow is breathable and lasts more than 10 years. It's washable and dryable and was manufactured right here. Giza cotton is what makes the softest of sheets, and the mattress topper helps support pressure points for deep, dreamy sleep. So click the link below to stop counting sheep.
We want MyPillow.
The citizens of Sleepyville cried, but they didn't realize the family had a surprise inside. They were all given a MyPillow to keep. We spend a third of our life snoozing, so let's make it quality sleep.
I got towels too.
And mine are blue.
So welcome to MyPillowville, where everyone sleeps on the pillows that align and the softest of sheets. With the support of the mattress topper, the people snooze deep and wake up well rested, and their deadlines they keep. So if your bed feels like rocks and your sheets feel like Brillo, you need better sleep, which means you need MyPillow.